Hey yo, I'm from Victoria, London 10. I come all the way down to Parliament Square to see my friends to stop the war in the Parliament Square. I look around, I'm a triumph, I'm a crime, I'm a rhyme. But you know we had to stop this war. I'm a rhyme to the crime. Break down, look around and tell them I'm right. Oh yeah.
Hello, my name is John. I'm living in the Democracy Village, which is camped here outside Big Ben in Parliament Square. And let me give you a quick tour. First thing you notice when you come in is our info desk. Loads of people give us their flyers, which we basically have on here, we give out to people. On your left is a communal kitchen. Most of the food derives from skipping, which is basically when very large supermarkets throw away their food in their plastic packaging in skips, and we just go and we pick it up. And once you get over the idea of taking your food out of a skip, you realise you're getting a lot of good food basically for free. Coming to the middle, we've got a community garden. In the first days that we were here, we planted an oak tree in the middle. And then around that people have planted all kinds of things. Just if you have seeds, or if you want to plant something, you can just go ahead and plant it, I guess. This is Democracy Village. So this project serves as a platform to allow various groups and people to come here and campaign on the issues they feel passionately about. So for me personally, I'm here because I want to bring our soldiers home from Afghanistan. But other people are here for lots of different reasons.
Well, yeah, not enough people washing up and clearing up, yeah. But everybody that comes through, especially if they stay, you know, for 5 or 10 minutes, is liable to take a cup or have something to eat or drop some litter. So, you know, litter picking and emptying the toilets and fetching the water and all that. Yeah, it's not without its tensions living here, yeah. Yeah, well, you're right, yeah, because there's so many things wrong that there are so many things that need to be put right, that people have been drawn into protesting against the status quo from so many different angles. Most fundamentally for me, I'd like to see the downfall of the capitalist regime that's enslaving humankind globally. I gravitated towards the wider peace movement about 3 years ago. Yeah, the more one looks into anything, climate change, the wars for oil, psychological abuse, mental illness. Apparently 1 in 4 Britons experiences some form of mental illness in their life. The more you see that all people all over the globe are victims of the oppressive nature of the money-go-round. People that watch this film, I'd like them to really think about what it means to be human. And ask themselves whether the worship of spending power is in any way, shape or form human. People might like to then ask themselves whether there is any validity to the biggest lie that I reckon that human beings have regurgitated to each other since the year dot, which is apparently most wars in the world are over religion. Well, the capitalists would say that, wouldn't they? You know, because they're the ones that want the wars for power and resources and bullying. Apparently the average person in London absorbs about 4,000 advertisements per day. Every day, every single day. You don't get a day off. That's, you know, every single day of one's living life. 4,000 advertisements are bombarding a person. Can't be good for the psyche.
And I've been painting all the logs to try and make it a bit more colourful. I did that. You are welcome to come in and police, we love you. But someone's nicked the handcuffs. I had some proper handcuffs. We put a t-shirt on Winston Churchill, but the police must have took it off. Well, I'll tell you what I am. The resident queen, apparently. There's a resident MP here, ex-MP. he got me, and his wife, they got me a big robe and a crown, lovely red crown, and I was in the Evening Standard, the Guardian. I was on every national newspaper going. So people are calling me My Majesty, Your Majesty, wherever I go. I'm not only just here for just Afghanistan, I'm here for also homelessness, save the children, lots of things like that. And they're quite very peaceful people. They don't fight or nothing. And they have communal meals. It's lovely. It really is. I'll just show you the newspaper article.
Yeah.
We've got a resident doggy as well called Major. There he is. Major, the doggy. When the meeting comes at 12 o'clock, they go, who's up for direct action? Basically, if you're willing to get arrested. I might go up for a bit of direct action. But I've been here 4 weeks now. Come and have a look at the wrong one. He was the king of the common land. There he is, the king of the common land. We are the common people. He's all right, he's just woke up. You know what boys like when they wake up. I'll show you now. I won't be a minute. I'm just gonna, well, 1 minute. We've got our resident guitar, so we have a sing-along at night time to keep ourselves positive, if you know what I mean. The Evening Standard didn't give us good press because they're just like that. They've got the money, haven't they? To keep the Queen happy. We're only expressing our opinions about bringing the troops home, homelessness, this, that, what have you not, etc. We went to the High Courts of Justice yesterday to see what they're going to do with us, but they've adjourned it till Monday.
What do you think they will do?
Personally, myself, I think there's not a lot they can do. They won't do anything, but everyone else seems to think they will. I had a dream, you see, and I thought, let's go to House of Parliament. And coincidentally, it was the 1st of May. That was weird. But I'm very Christian, if you know what I mean. So it was like that, one of them type of dreams. It's like God was talking to me, or a guardian angel or something. I don't know, it's very odd.
So basically what it is, it's an exercise bike hooked up to a car battery. We've also got some solar panels here. Obviously car batteries aren't sustainable or anything like that, but it's renewable energy, so people can charge their mobiles and what have you. At the moment the solar panel's hooked onto it, but I'm just going to take that off for a minute. You just put the old red on there, black on there, and then just give it a bit of a pedal. It's pretty simple, man. It's good, you know? Exercise and energy. A lot of these kind of projects have never been, well, none of them really have ever been so central in central London. But they've also kind of, what's happened in the past, and it's happened time and time again, is that elements have come in like drug and alcohol abuse, which has then become the majority, and then like all the on-it heads and the activists end up migrating and leaving, and then you leave this sort of bad situation in an area or a place. So, but anyway, so that's something that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. But the positive stuff is we've done so many banner drops, so much actions. We've been in the newspaper a lot. We've had a lot of really good press. The Evening Standard, most of the press have really tried to go for us, saying it's a shanty town, it's a shithole, there's cigarette butts and alcohol cans everywhere, which if you've shot today, so you'll see that that's clearly not true. But I think that ultimately, if you're doing something like this and you're kind of doing something out of the box and you're climbing up Parliament, you're climbing up the Treasury, climbing up. Yesterday afternoon we were in court at the High Court, and myself, Simon and Seamus, we climbed onto the roof of the High Court and we dropped a banner about Afghanistan. I think the state, they will come for us, they will remove us or try to remove us. That's what they're in the process of doing now, because they can't allow something like this to just happen, because it sets a precedent. But all those things, like when I got nicked yesterday, like, don't you care about your job? You know, you're gonna have a criminal record. What's the point? You know, what are you achieving? Blah blah blah. You know, people want to use the square and all this stuff. It's like, well, more people are coming into the square now that we're here, for a start. And secondly, it's like all these little things are put there in order to stop citizens, concerned citizens, from actually acting or doing anything outside of the ordinary, in order to try and like encourage the government or to try and make changes, or to try and get them to work towards peace, they're all in place. All these little things, like you'll have a criminal record, you'll go into the nick, and it's not a pleasant experience. I've spent all night in jail. It's not particularly a pleasant experience, but I think it's important that we all stand up and we don't allow those things that they put in front of us to stop us doing what we believe is right.
My name's Seamus, aka Peaceful Warrior. I've been on the camp from the 1st of May. The main focus is about stopping the war in Afghanistan. I come from a background of activism in Northern Ireland, which was anything but peaceful. So for me to be here is part of my own journey, like a transformation from violent activism to peaceful activism. My role here is I've been involved in a lot of the direct action around the camp, and I'll go through them, probably be good. So Parliament was quite hairy. We were all very nervous about that. We awoke here about 7 in the morning, got our gear together. Everyone was very quiet because at the end of the day, these police in Parliament are on high alert all the time, and they've got guns. In my rucksack I had all my gear, my climbing gear, my climbing helmet, my banner. I had one banner in there, some food, some water, head torch just in case I was going to stay up there all night. We headed over to a nearby building which we've secured, got some ladders, and the 4 guys, and they won't mind me saying this, Simon, Gareth, John and Dean, dressed as workmen in hard hats and high-vis jackets, and we walked over Westminster Bridge. And I'm walking over Westminster Bridge, one of the policemen became alerted. Simon then suggested that we abort because we'd been uncovered. But at that stage it turned into like a Benny Hill comedy. We then walked across Westminster Bridge to the underground, went under the underground with a ladder, came under the road and came up the side of Westminster. When we came out of Westminster, the policeman was there and he's sort of waving at us. All right, lads, I, at that stage, jumped over the wall onto a tree, which in itself was quite hairy because it's about 20 foot up. Landed on the tree and sort of bump, 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 bump. Got on the ground, looked up, and Simon was dangling with one arm, being held by a policeman. The same policeman suddenly appeared to be like an octopus. He's grabbing ladders from everywhere and holding people back. At that stage, I knew that those 4 guys had been compromised. So I ran up to the corner of Parliament, hopped on the wall and traversed along the very building. Got on the building, got to the corner, and then with one last grip, had to grip the fence like this and pull myself up. We had armed police running at us. You had 2 policemen trying to open a gate, screaming, "Open the gate, open the gate." When I got up on the Parliament, just as I got my foot on the scaffold, 2 policemen came out horizontally and rugby tackled Simon. I got the banner up, relaxed, and basically the best victory for that was it was a day after the state opening. It was the first Prime Minister's question time of this new government, and the media focus was on a banner which said, "We respect the soldiers, but we do not support the war." And that was the clear message. I stayed up there for 6 hours until Prime Minister's questions finished, and then I give myself up to the police.
Remember permaculture, Bill Mollison, right? He said if you've got too many slugs, the problem is not that you've got too many slugs, it's that you don't have enough ducks, right? And basically what I think is, if we flood this place with really productive, creative energy, people, human beings, this will cease to even feature on our radar screens. Right, so what we've got here is not too many homeless people. We haven't got enough switched on people. Right, so what we need to do is instead of focusing on the like, oh no, that's what's dragging us down. Right, we need to focus on the good aspects of this community and work on them. Right.
A duck doesn't live with the slug. A duck will eat the slug. Do you understand? So we can have ducks here. That's cool. But the slugs need to be eaten. Do you understand? If a duck was just to stand there and allow slugs to come here, Bill Mollison wouldn't have said get a duck.
Okay.
Do you understand? So those slugs need to be eaten.
Well, let me put
That's
it
what it
another
is.
way, a better analogy, right? In a garden, you can either treat the weeds as like pests that need to be chopped down, or you can work with them synergistically. Like some weeds actually benefit the other more useful vegetables in the garden, right? So what we need to do is, rather than exterminate, we need to integrate. My name is Simon. I'm living here on Parliament Square. And I have been living here since Saturday the 1st of May, which was May Day, where a lot of us came to take part in a demonstration. I just got involved through kind of reading about others who've gone before us, and reading their work and understanding that really that we as individuals are the ones who determine what happens on this planet, and understanding our duty as individuals as part of the fact that in a democracy you are not simply you have a responsibility to act if your government starts doing things which are contrary to what you believe in. It seems daunting at first, and you think that it would be, to me it felt like it might be impossible, but what I've realised is when you actually commit yourself to doing something, you quickly realise how much power you really have, and you have enormous power as an individual, infinite power, because you are not limited by anything. You can do anything, and once you've felt that, you realise actually, oh, it's not too bad. We can quite easily sort out the problems of this world. But just like if you arrive home and your house is in a complete mess and it looks daunting, you just have to take a few simple steps. And once you start cleaning it, you realise, oh, well, actually this is manageable. Sometimes you get a situation in a country where people are in a state of denial, and any attempt to speak out is regarded as something embarrassing and ragtag, and even people who regard themselves as socialists frown on this type of thing because they don't think it's organised enough. It hasn't got a central core, isn't represented by an NGO, it hasn't got an office, and there isn't a kind of hardcore legal team representing it. So they're even a bit embarrassed. Oh no, that's a group of people trying to do it on their own. Oh, that's a bit cringy, you know. They're supposed to do it organised and professionally. But the truth of the matter is, when it comes to radical change, sometimes you don't have the luxury of all of the things that you get if you're doing things in a government-approved way. You have to just step out, and that's what's interesting about this place. Is it hasn't got a core group behind it. It's just a group of individuals who all believe in change, who are all ordinary citizens of the nation, who are all stepping out onto this bit of green to say that we want to see something different in the way this government operates.
We are the circle with no beginning and never ending. We are the circle. We are the circle with